Good morning. We're up. It's kind of foggy today, or this morning I should say. Pretty quiet morning in the campground. People are starting to stir. We got up at 6 before it was even light. That's just because we're used to waking up early at this point and getting and going. Yeah, we're about to head out and head down to Croatan National Forest in North Carolina. 4 pretty good nights in Virginia. Neither one of us have any complaints about Virginia other than, well, it's just kind of damp here, and the blankets are damp, our clothes are damp. But I mean, we've been able to shower and stuff like that, so we're not all sweaty and disgusting at least. But no, overall we love Virginia. It was a lot of fun seeing my buddy Trey, who I've known for I don't even know how many years at this point, but never actually met in person. And then Fredericksburg was great. Richmond though we really like. Richmond really is on the map for us as far as places that we're going to consider moving to. It's definitely up there. It's definitely worth looking into more. We're back on the road. Pocahontas Campground in the books. Pretty good campground. We didn't have any complaints or anything like that. I did get attacked in the middle of the night when I tried to go to the bathroom. I thought it was a raccoon, but in the morning we saw a small bobtail cat run into the spot where I got growled at, and so I don't know if it actually was a raccoon or if it was this little bobtail cat that we saw. Either way, when I tried to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, something jumped out and growled at me. It didn't like me there, but then it just ran off. It was just like a little, apparently, bobtail cat.
And we saw our first cardinal.
We did see a cardinal, that's true. Inga saw it more than I did, but I did see it fly by. We've heard a lot about these cardinals all over the place, but that's, yeah. We definitely didn't see any in St. Louis or anything like that, not until this morning. Driving down, well, we're not on 95 anymore, we're on 70 East now, still heading towards Oyster Point Campground, which is where we're going to be hopefully staying tonight for 10 bucks. And yeah, we're getting closer to the Atlantic Ocean. We're very, very close. Probably about 90 more minutes or so until we get to the campground, and once we get into view of the ocean, I'll try to get it on video. We've made it to Oyster Point Campground, which is in the Croatan, I always say that wrong, the Croatan National Forest in North Carolina. You got the water out there. We haven't gone there yet, but that's the bay. And yeah, we're just kind of filling out our envelope. It's $10 to stay here for the night. There's a few other people here, but it's midweek, so it's not super busy. Most of these spots have reserved signs on them, but they're reserved for the weekend, not for today. Today's like Wednesday or Tuesday, or I don't even know what it is. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. They're all reserved for later, so we're okay to take it today as long as we don't stay until the dates that it's reserved. So we're gonna go ahead and pay, put our thing on our spot. We're in number 9 here. And then, yeah, we're gonna walk around and probably enjoy the rest of the day. We'll make our way to the water here. It's not too far. There's these weird little berries. I don't actually know what they are. I'm assuming they're not edible because, well, nothing's eating them. So, just taking our time. There's sand, lots of sand. Wow, almost there. A lot of bugs around here.
and gators. There are definitely alligators in the area. And black bear. Black bear we're used to. We're pretty familiar with the rules of bear country, and we follow those rules. Now that's a pretty nasty looking spider right there. Look at this lizard too. Look at that spider. Here we are, finally on the East Coast near the ocean in Croatan.
Has Atlantic Ocean water.
It's a spider that we found here. Kind of looks like the one that I actually saw in the sink at the campground yesterday. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's the same kind. I don't actually know what it is. It's huge. It's about half the size of my hand. You can't really see that because of the angle of the camera here, but yeah. All right, there he is from the top. All right, so we took some pictures and we used Google to help us identify that giant spider that we saw back there. It's called a yellow garden spider. It's pretty much, it's not harmless because it will bite you if you mess with it, but the venom isn't toxic to humans, so it's basically like getting a bumblebee sting. So that's good. We don't have to worry about those guys very much. Just the gators and the black bears and the snakes. As we're sitting here at camp, we were just noticing that the trees, this is a pine forest, but the trees don't have a bunch of branches like, you know, in Oregon or the mountains of Idaho or anything. In fact, as you look up, it's real, just, it almost looks like a palm tree because it just goes kind of all the way to the top, and then there's like a bush of branches and needles at the top. Strange, it's a different type of pine forest than, you know, what we're used to on the West Coast, but really interesting. The temperature in there right now?
It's 85.
It's 85 in the truck right now. It is definitely pretty muggy. For sure, it's gonna be another wet night. Pretty much blankets just stay wet when you're down here in the south, and especially this time of year apparently. Our clothes are wet. Our paper to start fires wet. Pretty much everything's just wet. It's like being in the jungle. It's like Oregon, but like just different. That's what we ended up collecting for firewood. We walked around for a while, but there really isn't much. Most of what you find is wet, and then the other stuff that you find is mostly just crap, waterlogged, and gross, full of bugs. Here we are on another episode of Adventures in Lighting Fires in the South. See how this goes. I'm not using any accelerants or anything, it's just paper and wood and stuff, but it's been hard lately. It's been tough going.